Hi guys, we are 2 weeks and 1 day out from the US presidential election. So we've got a lot to cover in this podcast. Welcome to Trader Success Podcast with Cameron Buchanan. I'm the owner and founder of the International Day Trading Academy. And let's get into the market news for this week. And then we'll also go into the charts to see what's been happening last week. And also let's see if there's anything to look out for this week as well. So let's look at the news for this week. We've had Chinese news come out today, which was the lending rates. So they've seen a slight decrease in those rates, just like we've seen decrease in the Euro, ECB, and also the US recently. We've got the BRICS summit starting tomorrow, the 22nd, and also the day two is on the 23rd. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out from that summit. Obviously, we've seen gold recently have a very big, strong rally. We're in a big bull rush on the gold market. And we've heard a lot of those BRICS countries talking about buying gold. And there's been word of creating a new currency, trading currency that the BRICS countries will use backed by gold. So it's a very interesting space to watch on that. So what else we got in terms of news? We haven't got a lot apart from Thursday. There's a lot of manufacturing news coming out in Europe and then also United States manufacturing news as well. So that's about it for news. Not a lot in terms of major financial news. We do also have Tesla reporting also on the 23rd, I believe, which is on the Wednesday in America. So we've got Tesla reporting, which will be a big one to watch for. What we saw Blackstone report last week and Netflix report last week. Let's have a look at what those charts have done since they've reported. So let's have a look at Blackstone. Blackstone's rallied very strongly out of those reports from last week. So Blackstone, you can see the news was there and the markets rallied from there. Netflix also sort of sold off on the news, but had a massive gap up on Friday. So Netflix is looking very bullish as well. So if that flavor carries over, we look at Netflix, you can see Netflix is sold off. There's a big gap here. So this could be a really good buying opportunity for Netflix down through here. Tesla. So remember, Tesla's news comes out on Wednesday in the US, so it'll be around Thursday, our time. Let's have a quick look at the VIX. The VIX is down around 19 today. So we did see that little spike in volatility a couple of weeks ago. It has eased off a little bit because we've seen such strong rallying in the US indexes. So we'll have a look at that pretty soon. Now, one thing I want to focus on too is what's happening with the election. Now, Donald Trump has really kicked ahead recently. If we look at this is from Predict. If we look at the 30-day chart, you'll see here Trump was down for quite some time. He leapfrogged early October, and now he is holding at around 56 cents is his current betting, whereas Kamala Harris has dropped to, well, she's picked up a little bit today up to 49. She was down around that 48 level. So she's starting to incline as well. So once again, it's a pretty close race. These polls, I don't know what you can read into polls, but anyway, interesting times. That's what the polls are saying. Trump is leading at the moment. All right, let's get into the chart, shall we? So let's have a look at our major currencies, or our major markets we focus on. We'll look at the NQ. NASDAQ had a really big, strong effort last week in filling that gap. We couldn't quite fill the gap on Monday. Big effort there, that imbalance zone there. The market really tried hard on Monday, and that was on a Columbus holiday on Monday. It wasn't a bank holiday, but there was a few states were closed for business, and you can see they had public holidays. But you could see the big rally, and then on Tuesday we had a very strong sell-off. So we've got this outside bar here, well, not an outside bar, but this big sell-off candle from Tuesday. is pretty much creating the balance at the moment. So you can see today, this is Monday, price is down on the 50% of this range here from the high to the low, and we're trading within this balanced area. So last week on the NASDAQ, we had that a big pump on Monday, big sell-off on Tuesday, and then a rally and a recovery on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday was an inside day. So NASDAQ is still below its all-time highs. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. So S&P 500 broke all-time highs. On Monday, we had the pullback on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we had a huge rally on Thursday, and then Friday was an inside day. So we've got very similar balance rules here. You can see that Monday's trading is creating the entire balance range. So this market is creating all-time highs. So S&P 500 is very bullish as we currently stand. We may see this market chop around, be very volatile until the election comes out, but it's looking very bullish still on these markets. One thing to note, and in terms of volume, you can see how we moved up really strongly on little volume, and then the market corrected. That's a very weak buying move that was on that particular day. You can see it got rebalanced or retraced on this higher volume. So anyway, that particular day was fairly weak buying, and the buyers got tested here with some selling, or there was some profit taking. It was weak sort of day trading type movement, but then the buyers have definitely come back in. We've got support here just above these old all-time highs, and then the market has continued to rally higher, making higher highs and higher lows. Let's have a look at some of the other major markets. Well, gold has been obviously the star recently. Some of our traders have been trading gold on an intraday time frame. We've just been doing extremely well. So we can see here we're quite expanded on this particular Fibonacci extension here, or expansion level. We're holding above the 61.8, but we're holding nice and strongly above 2,700 with gold. So gold is looking like it may want to sort of recorrect a little bit. We do have a little bit of imbalance to the downside. So we can see the market has created some imbalance here, but we pulled back and then the markets continued to go up. So gold, once again, just seems to be rallying high. I don't know whether that rally was due to coming into the BRICS summit, and maybe some information that's going to come out of the BRICS summit relating to gold. So that's one to watch, see if traders are trading on that BRICS summit this week with any mention of gold in there. Another big mover this week or last week was Bitcoin. Bitcoin finally broke out of these bullish trend lines here, broke out of these levels, and we're holding. We've tested 70,000, or not quite 70,000. We tested 69,000 today, and we pulled back. We hit 69, and then we've just basically reversed off 69. But as we said last week, Bitcoin was looking very bullish if it could hold above these trend lines. And we could see on the weekly time frames that we looked at, we could see that the market was making higher highs, higher lows, and we broke out of that trend line there to the upside. So that'd be a nice little support level around 68,000. If we come back to around 68,000, even 66,000 will be an interesting level. These prior highs, if the market comes back to around 66,000, that will be a really good buying opportunity as well at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is really well and truly going into its very strong rally. Now, another market to look is the currency market. Now, because the ECB has reduced interest rates a couple of times, we've seen that the euro has really sold off recently. Will this continue? We are down into these liquidity zones now on the buying time frame. So we may get a short-term bounce, but the euro is looking very weak at the moment. And we've seen the dollar show some strength. Let's have a look at oil. Oil has not been, it really broke out hard about 2 weeks ago. Tried to have a crack, hit 77,000, but then we've done this ABC type pattern to the downside, so we're correcting. However, we are making higher highs and higher lows. If you look on the weekly time frames, we are potentially swinging back up here. So this could be a good area down here if you're looking for a longer term position on oil, but it's got to find some support. These lows may act as a support, and we may get a inverse head and shoulders type structure occurring here. So this would be gold. Oil would really need to find a support level down here. Otherwise, oil could continue to go down. Be interesting to see what happens at the BRICS summit as well, because those BRICS countries are such strong oil producers as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they've got to say about oil. That could affect oil's pricing. So we could be in for another volatile week this week. So be on guard. I think there's some very good trading opportunities. Gold, Bitcoin, a lot of volatility, and obviously 2 weeks coming until the election. It's going to be I could see the VIX really starting to pick up coming into that, and also after the election, I think we're going to see some really strong volatility again. So good trading conditions, everyone. So stay safe. Make sure you stay within your risk profile, and have a great trading week. And we'll talk to you very soon. Bye for now.